SeaWorld is known for their awesome family shows, particularly around various animals. SeaWorld has been trying to standardize their shows across their parks, but have added a few extra and new shows for this summer to celebrate their 60th anniversary. But which shows are my favorite? Find out as I count down the shows at SeaWorld San Antonio for the summer of 2024. Of note, SeaWorld lists a bunch of keeper talks and dance parties as shows on their app. This normally is not too hard to sort through during the summer, but is annoying to filter through the smaller shows during the Christmas event. I am only ranking either shows in an actual stadium or a parade. Number 8. Ocean Discovery. This gives some nice views of the dolphins and belugas, especially if you sit up close, and actually is a bit better now than it has been in the past, as the animals do a bit more for you to see. But it is still a very basic encounter with these animals without much dressing up the show. Even the Christmas version is basically the same show, just with Christmas music. Number 7. ImaginOcean. This kid's show is really cute, and watching the puppets do various tricks is both mesmerizing and a real honor to watch. The problem is this show is marketed as a family experience, and it is really for kids in the 3 to 6 year old range, with few jokes or engagement points for older children, let alone adults. For young kids, this show is fantastic and does its job well. As an adult, it is a skippable show unless you want to see all the cool tricks they do with the puppets. With how awesome the concept is, I really wish it was more engaging for all ages. Number 6. Flippers, Facts, and Fun, the Sea Lion Experience. The main show here seems to be the Sea Lion and Otter Spotlight, which replaced Sea Lion High. Sea Lion High was a terrific blend of comedy and the sea lions, creating a truly engaging experience for all. In that form, this show is near the top of the list. The Spotlight show simply has a cast of animal keepers going around doing silly antics in a story that is not nearly as engaging, but does show the sea lions. The new show for the summer, Flippers, Facts, and Fun, seemed to have a limited cast, as there were only 2 main characters on stage. Given that this show normally plays comedically on the different characters, this is kind of unfortunate. But what they do have is an upgrade over the Spotlight show, as you learn a few interesting facts about the sea lions and get to see the sea lions do a bit more than they normally have done in the past shows. And of course, there is still the mime to warm up guests, so you will want to get here about 15 minutes early to catch that. Number 5. Sesame Street Party Parade. Going right through the Bay of Play, this is one's chance to see all the Sesame Street characters. The heart of the parade seems to be right out in front of the character meet and greet building, past the stage in the Bay of Play. So I'd set up there to watch it if you can. The problem with the parade is that you can very well only see a small amount of the characters in front of you if you're sitting in the wrong place. They move in the parade for the first part, then set up to dance for the second half. Strangely, they don't then parade away, they just leave to the building. So if you're towards the Journey to Atlantis side of the Bay of Play, you will not get to see all the characters. For adults or older kids, it is not a must-watch. But if there is a part of you that grew up watching Sesame Street, it's probably worth a stop just to see your favorite characters. The parade also starts 5 minutes after the posted time in the app, which does make sense for families who might be running late, and didn't have too many people crowded up along the route on a slower weekday, so you can easily hop over here to catch the show between doing other things in the park. Number 4. Orca Encounter. This is the bread and butter of SeaWorld, and it is always incredible to see the orcas. At this point, I've seen this show many times as they have not updated the show since 2020. If you don't mind getting wet, getting up as close as you can to get incredible views of these creatures is awesome. This show does focus more on conservation and just showing off the orcas instead of creating a story or other more engaging theatrical elements, which does make me feel it is a little less than it could be. Given SeaWorld's rebranding, I can understand why the show is the way that it is, but I do feel more could be done here. For my wife, this is her favorite show and favorite thing about SeaWorld, so it could easily be higher on this list. It just is not too unique for me at this point and could do a bit more in my opinion. Number 3. Splash, a Sandsational Cirque celebration. This is a real treat to start the ending of your evening with shows at 6 p.m. and 8:15 p.m. So you can catch the latter show and head directly over to HydroPower. This has a mild 60s beach theme with different catchy songs while performers dance. Then, some performers do various tricks with how they can balance themselves. It is always nice to see something different, and this does hit that spot. Number 2. Shamu and Crew Parade. There is always a place in my heart for Shamu, so it is wonderful to see these older SeaWorld characters in an actual parade. The location by the Orca Stadium is a bit out of the way and likely will be hot in the sun, but the experience was well worth checking out. Maybe I was just a bit too excited to see this, but it did hit a special place in my heart. Number 1. HydroPower Xtreme FX. At the end of the night, Summer Spectacular is a real treat when it is offered. They have a house band play various rock songs from the 70s and 80s, so if you know that kind of music, it is nice to hear those songs. Then they have pyrotechnics and fireworks that accompany the various tricks that the water skiers will do out in the water in the dying twilight. After a long day at SeaWorld, this is a nice way to relax, while also getting hyped up enough to stay awake for the drive home, and just a great way to end the evening. Which shows at SeaWorld are your favorite? If there are any past shows that you've liked, let me know as well. And as always, Kapkun Krap.